Hi friends, Danielle here with Whitetail Stitch Co, where I talk about everything knitting and crochet. And today I have a review of all of my fall project plans. So all the knitting and crochet projects I want to do this fall. I know it's already towards the end of September. I think it's actually officially fall today. Maybe I need to check exactly when fall starts officially, but yeah, I just wanted to go through all of the projects I thought are very fall evocative, cool weather, things like that. So I've got a bunch of, let's see, shawls, amigurumi, a good mix of knitting and crochet projects I want to do. And especially also, I am going to Rhinebeck for the first time this year. If you haven't seen my planning video, I'll link it somewhere in here in the description, somewhere you can find it and click on it if you want to look at that. But so I do have some projects I want to finish up before I go to Rhinebeck as well. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. And I'll put, as always, all the links to the projects I'm talking about in the description as well. Okay, so I figure I'll start out by talking by the crochet projects, and I'll keep them in sections. So if you want to only watch the crochet bits, or if you want to watch the knitting, or both, you can use the chapters in the description to jump around in this video. So starting out with the crochet projects, I do lean heavily towards amigurumi in my crochet, not strictly, but that is where this is leaning as well in terms of my fall projects outlook. So the first one you'll see on screen here is the Eaten Elephant by Loops, let's see, Loops to Loveys? Loops, Loveys, something like that. Loops to Loveys, yeah. So this is the Etsy page. And this is a snuggler. So this is appropriate for babies if you embroider the eyes. It's a very cute snuggler. And here I have my printed pattern because I prefer to work off of printed patterns. I've made some of the Loops to Loveys patterns in the past, which I'll talk about in a second as I get to the next one. But yeah, this is a really sweet looking elephant, and I love how they've done the curve of the trunk and also the little toenails you see. I think those are either puff stitch or embroidered. I think those are like a puff color change sort of thing. But yeah, Loops to Loveys is one of my favorite snuggler designers for crochet projects, so I highly recommend their patterns. And we'll also talk about, I think I'll have a video coming soon of my other favorite snuggler designer, which is the Mama Made Minis, and I have their book, which I'll talk about and review as well. So look for that if you're watching this video a bit later. I can link that as well. But yeah, this is just such a sweet looking elephant, and I plan on making this, I think, in, let's see, I usually use Premier yarn, and I think they've got a Premier Basics that would be really pretty for this. Alternatively, maybe Sweet Snuggles. I know the quality has been kind of hit or miss recently, so just kind of depending how that's looking. I do have a little bit of a stash, so maybe I have like a nice gray or blue. I do love the color that they've done in this photo. And let's see, just scrolling through this, I love how they display all of the special stitches and materials that you need right up front on this page. And it's got a cute little, what is that, like a bandana sort of thing? Headband, super cute. Different styles. The woolly mammoth style is so adorable. I guess there's probably some modification available for the pattern for that. Yeah, so this will be the elephant snuggler I plan on making. I'll look at the tail, guys, for the fall. And then the next one actually is also a Loops to Loveys pattern, which I'll talk about as well. This is their, I think, Rowan the River Otter crochet pattern. And I have this printed out here. And yeah, I just love how cute this is. So this one sold pretty fast at my most recent pop-up. So I'm optimistic that this will also sell well at my future markets and also maybe on my Etsy. Such a sweet pattern. Look at the little ears and the nose. There's a little bit of face shaping when it comes to the muzzle. And then the little feet with the bobble style stitches, so sweet. And I think there's not a whole ton of sewing on these patterns either. It's pretty minimal, not too bad. And of course you embroider the eyes like they did there, so it's baby safe again. And I just love how the little bottom feet can flip up, as it's laying down. It's super sweet. So yeah, little squishy guy. So that's another one by Loops to Loveys that I want to make again. I think it was like a darker brown color, so something like that. Again, maybe a gray, because otters, you know, could be like a grayish tone sometimes, brown to gray, something like that. Would be really sweet. Look at that, holding the blanket. Yeah, so that'll be a great one to do as well. That's the second snuggler style crochet project I want to do for the fall. And then we're going into non-snuggler patterns next. So this next one is an axolotl pattern. And there are many axolotl patterns I like to work with. There's especially a free one, but I think Gnome Creates. I'll put the link to that one as well in the description. It's a cute little itty bitty axolotl. It's more characterized. It's not anatomically accurate, right? But this one here is a little bit more effort by Suni Plush on Etsy here that you'll see. But it's much more anatomically correct, and it looks much more recognizable as an axolotl. So this one's really cool. Let me show the video here. And I think I did mine in like the classic pink color, but they show a lot of different color options as well. I love how striking the blue is on this video. Oh, I think it's just looping, huh? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you see the healthy gills and the back toes, front toes, and the nice ridge on the spine and the tail. And this one, let's see, they don't say, I think, what yarn they use here, but I did mine in Sweet Snuggles, I'm pretty sure, or Premier Parfait Chunky, because they just have great colors for the Parfait Chunky yarn. Oh yeah, actually, so they did use Premier Parfait Chunky, so highly recommend Premier Parfait Chunky. I'll put a link also for that yarn. It's one of my favorite yarn lines, so that will also be in the description. But yeah, this is quite big, so it's life size, two size options, I guess. So if you use Premier Parfait Chunky or Premier Parfait XL, you get two different sizes for this pattern, and the smaller one is 12 inches long, whereas the jumbo one with the XL yarn is 19 inches long. So you can see the size difference. And yeah, I made the smaller one. I'm pretty confident I made the smaller one, not the jumbo. I don't tend to use the XL yarn. I don't know why. It's just, I've been very comfortable with the Premier Parfait Chunky. But anyways, that's a tangent. Yeah, I've made this pattern before. I recommend it, and I've enjoyed it. So I want to make a few more for the markets, because axolotls are super popular at markets, guys. That's what I found, at least for mine. And the little ones also sell super well. So people are always looking for axolotls. So that is the third crochet pattern I want to do. And then I think, well, there's a couple extras. So I want to design a few myself as well. So I want to, for October, for the fall Halloween weather, I want to design a cute little crochet pumpkin, maybe like a cat or a dog themed pumpkin, like a jack-o'-lantern style sort of thing. So I've got the yarn here, and of course this will be in Premier Parfait Chunky. So I've got some nice orange, I don't know which one this is. I'll put, when I put the pattern out, I'll link all the colors and stuff that I use, but this is the general palette I'm thinking of. So obviously the pumpkin itself will be orange. We'll use black for the jack-o'-lantern style cutouts. And then the leaves and the stem will be this green and this brown color. So that's the general thought that I have right now. I'm still in the middle of designing it, but I think this could be something really cute for fall and Halloween. Little crochet decoration, especially for animal lovers. I think that'll be really nice. And also similar to that, it would be really cool to design like a black cat amigurumi, you know, kind of one that stands up, like more like a doll style, rather than like a normal cat, horizontal, for lack of a better word. But yeah, I want to design one like that and maybe give it a cute little collar or some bows or some accessories. That'll be really sweet. Maybe like, you know, something fall themed, like leaves or pumpkins or something like that. But yeah, so those are two patterns I want to design. I've got a lot going on recently, but I'm really hoping I can get at least one of those done and published soon. So keep an eye out to see if I actually manage to do that. So those are two additional crochet patterns I want to make this fall. And then the last one I want to make is leaning towards holiday Christmas time. Let me pull it up here. It is the I don't know how to say this name of the designer, Hugurumi. I think it's a play of amigurumi. And this one's actually on sale right now as of the video recording. Maybe, I'm not sure if it will be when I publish this video, but that being said, they do have sales, so that's nice to know. And yeah, so this is their 2-in-1, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus Loso, and I can attest it is nice and Loso, despite how many accessories you see on the little guys there. It is not too bad. I think you only have to sew a few pieces, but yeah, look at, so this is the video, and they're just so adorable, and you see they're about the size of your hand if you make it with the gauge and the materials that they suggest. So they just have really high quality designs. I like this designer quite a lot. I did when I actually I think I did I do, yeah, I actually had done this as a pattern test last year for them, last November, mid-November 2024. So yeah, I really enjoyed doing the pattern test as well. Keep an eye on Instagram for designers that do pattern tester calls. That's how you can kind of apply and maybe get to provide feedback on a pattern before it's published a bit early. So when I had done the pattern test, I'll try to find pictures from my test pieces. I did 2 different skin tones, and I really liked, I think I did maybe a darker red, like a ruby, for the darker skin tone Santa, and then for the light skin tone Santa, I did like a brighter red, like they have on the official pictures. I don't think they put the pattern tester pictures in the, yeah, okay, it might be in the actual PDF later on, but I think it's not in the listing photos, but that's okay. So yeah, I'll try to find my photos and plop them so you can see, but I used, again, Premier Parfait Chunky for mine, and they turned out really nicely. And actually, I have some as well. So this is not finished yet, but you see on my little Santa here, he still needs his belt buckle, but he's got his hat that'll be sewn on. I think you could also probably just not sew it on, but mine doesn't, they don't have ears because this gets with the mustache and the beard gets sewn on, so he wouldn't really have space for ears where this gets on, but something like that. I've got a little bag of a couple that I didn't sew up before, so I need to sew some up, and then I plan on making a couple more because they're just really cute, and they were also popular sellers during last Christmas when I made a couple. I didn't get a chance to make a ton last Christmas because the pattern test was due mid-November, so yeah, so maybe a couple more this year. Really sweet, cute little Christmas decorations. The Mr. sold better than the Mrs., but I mean, I kind of feel like it's the thing where you can buy the Santa separate, but it feels a bit odder to buy the Mrs. separate. So either she sells as a set or she doesn't sell, and he sells separate or as the set. So of course I feel like it just makes sense that people would buy more of the Santa Claus versus the Mrs. Claus, but no shade to her, she's very cute as well. So, and they're just adorable as a set too, so it just depends what people are looking for, I suppose. And they do have, you see on this page too, they've got another, you know, different sets that are really cute for Christmas. So this little elf is super cute. I'll click into him just so you can see. So adorable. And I think, you know, they should be around the same size looking at it as, you know, the Santas. And look at the little snowman, so cute, and the deer. Yeah, so that is, I think, all of the crochet patterns I plan on doing this fall that are in my brain right now. Who knows, it could be changing. But I think with the knitting stuff, all of this should be more than enough projects for me to work on, you know, in addition to travel and work and other things. So let's go ahead and get into the knitting projects. Okay, so getting into the knitting side of my projects for fall. So the first one is actually a pattern test that I'm doing right now. It's due like mid-October, and it is the Kaleidos shawl by Kavita Raman. I apologize for name pronunciation. So this is their Ravelry page. They've got a bunch of other patterns that are just really beautiful colorwork and textures to check out, and the different accessories and stuff. It does seem like she favors maybe shawls, which I love to knit shawls. I think they're really versatile, and so I'm a fan of that. And she has a lot of patterns. But so the one that I'm working on, you can see on her Instagram here. Oh, well, it's this the one on the right that my mouse is over. Maybe you can see that. I think, well, refresh this page. I actually have it mostly done here. So this is, you can see there's nice little triangular square sections of different colors. So it's a really fun knit. And then on this side there is just a contrasting, what do you call it? Columns of color, like lines. So yeah, it is a beautiful mosaic knit. And you can see here, I just need to actually sew it up. So this one, I'm still, putting it in my fall projects to complete, but it's mostly done at this point. But you can see, and then the nice colored border on this side here. And one thing I really loved about this pattern was she included progress checking sheets, so you can check off where you are in the rows. And the repeats are super easy to remember, and she has the written instructions, I think, as well as the charted. Yep, as well as the charted, so you can do either, whichever you prefer. I actually followed the written instructions for this one. She wanted a mix of, different tester feedback, so I helped with that. And the yarn I used was the Monos, oops, that's the reverse. Actually, you can see the reverse if you want, so you can see the mosaic color backside, but I'll show you the prettier side, which is the front. So this is Manos de Uruguay Felice yarn. That's what that one is. So, and the colors were spirulina is this, this is the spirulina, is this like yellow green sort of color. And then I think the gray was called graphite. Yeah, I think it's graphite. So, yeah, I was looking, this isn't my typical color palette that I enjoy to wear, but I think I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I shouldn't be surprised, but I just love how it turned out. I think, yeah, I think it should be pretty wearable, and especially for fall, the gray tones will go with everything. It's more the yellowish green bit that I'm not quite sure about. I like to wear like blues and burgundies and stuff like that. So, but I think I can still probably make it work. If I can't make it work in the end, maybe I'll just, sell it. But I don't know. It was fun to knit, so I don't regret it if it doesn't work out. But yeah, so this is a test knit that I'm nearly done with. And you can keep up on my projects as well on Ravelry and Instagram. So if you're curious what I'm working on, this should have been posted recently. So you should have been able to see this if you do follow me. So that is the first knit. And then, yeah, so just craft doodling. Kavita is the designer for that one. And then the next one is actually the Malabrigo knit along for September. So this is using the Malabrigo Seis Cabos yarn. As you can see on screen, it's the Barnstable or Barnstable. There's different pronunciations people have been saying for this one. The pattern is by Lisa Haynes. So it's another mosaic knit. So actually, coincidentally, I've been doing 2 mosaic knits during the fall. But this one is still in progress for me. But you can see it has a gorgeous, again, kind of contrasting section. So the one side, I think, is basically plain knit, and then the other side is obviously the mosaic style. So yeah, I like the contrasting sections. They've got a lot of videos here. Yeah, so as part of the knit along, if you signed up, you got the pattern, and then you can post about it and try to enter their giveaways. They had, well, as of recording, they're nearly wrapped up, but they have giveaways with, a cute little calendar schedule and Zoom meetups for pattern supports and things like that. So this is the second time I've done a Malabrigo knit along. The other one was, I don't remember the pattern. It was earlier this year, I'm pretty sure. And I'm just totally blanking on the pattern I did, but I also enjoyed it. So I think overall, I really enjoy the Malabrigo knit along, I don't know, collaborations, we'll call it. And the person who ran the pattern support was also the same person, the knit Sisu. Sisu? I can't pronounce that one either, I'm so sorry. She also ran the last knit along that I did with Malabrigo. And I really loved her personality and her, I don't know, the support she provided on Zoom. I watched the recordings. I didn't end up needing much support, but I like to tune in to see their tips. So I don't think that one was a mosaic knit. I think that was one of her patterns, but I can't remember which one it was. So anyways, yeah, so I don't have the shawl with me. I think it's upstairs, but I am doing it in a really pretty blue color with a contrasting neutral white. And the ones here, they also use the same white, which is a natural. I think it's called Natural Seis Cabos, the Malabrigo yarn. And it is a non-superwash yarn. And I think, is it sport weight? I forget which weight it is. But I think Seis Cabos is one of the newer yarns that they came out with. And what else can I say about it? It used 2 skeins of the main color and 1 of the contrasting white color. And again, I did mine in like a nice deep blue color. This is a really pretty color palette though, with this changing. This is their Vicennial is this color that they're using in this photo here. Yeah, really pretty. And it, has been really nice to work with. I tend to personally stay away from the non-superwash yarn just because, I don't know, I get a little bit nervous with the washing and the care instructions. So I like something that's easy to care for, easy to wear. And this one, the yarn felt really nice working with it, but I do still have some concerns with how I'm going to, because I'm not the best about caring for things delicately. So I'm one to kind of just throw it in the wash and, Hail Mary, see how it goes sort of thing. I don't baby things a lot, so we'll see how this one holds up. It might shrink, I don't know, but it's a nice size shawl, so I'll wash it on Docket, guys. I'm not going to be totally abusive to this shawl, but the non-superwash is something I'm not typical to use, so it'll be interesting how this one works out. But like I said, working with it, it's been really nice, and the pattern itself also has been fun to do. The mosaic section pattern is pretty long. It's 36 rows long, but it's not difficult. It's just when you're in the mosaic section, you have to kind of pay more attention. So this is not quite a project I've done while watching like a show. I like to work projects while I'm watching TV or something, or a movie. But I have to watch something that's a little bit less engaging when I'm doing this pattern, because I just have to make sure I'm, counting and doing the stitches in the correct way. So, but yeah, I do like for this pattern, they updated it so that you can customize the length to use more of the yarn, or if you're using a different yarn, to customize the size of the pattern section. So you can use up more of the yarn and have less left over. But yeah, so this has been a really nice knit along, and I'll probably do more Malabrigo knit alongs in the future. I don't know how many they do a year, to be honest, this being only my second, but I do follow them on Instagram, and that's usually how I get my information about the upcoming projects, knit alongs, things like that. So yeah, so that is a long-winded journey of the second knitting project I'm doing this fall. So moving into, I think we've only got a couple left. So I guess while on this page, I do want to design also my own cowl design. So I have some yarn, and I wanted to, let's see, this isn't done yet, but I need to improve it still. But it's something like, this will be more cleaned up, but like waves, and there's going to be a duplicate stitch style boat on this side somewhere. So the waves are looking a little bit shark-like right now, a little bit pointy for my liking, so I have to try to fix that. I don't know. I update the shape a little bit. But and then on the top there's going to be clouds, so it's going to be a really cute little, you know, seashore sailing style cowl. Also, I don't know, I just want to mention here this stitch counter. It's really nifty. I haven't seen anything like this before. Basically, you change which loop it's on for the count. You see it's got the numbers there, and then, well, I'm taking this off anyway, so it's okay. And then this piece here, oh, there we go, that piece, you change for the tens count. So you can keep track of the ones and the tens, but excuse my nails, they're kind of on their last leg here. But yeah, so this was really cool. I got this at a local yarn shop that just opened up actually. So yeah, just wanted to mention that. Yeah, so this is not ready yet. Clearly, I still have more work to do here. But once this is done, this will be a cute little cowl. I do want to design the crochet cat, the pumpkin amigurumi stuff for fall. So this might be shoved onto the back burner a little bit, depending how much time I have. It's looking like a lot of fall projects, to be honest. So this might be coming a bit later. Maybe it'll be a spring or next summer sort of thing. Because I do think the colors are very refreshing, or you know, summery. So and of course sailing isn't usually a winter activity. So yeah, so once I fix this up and clean it up, this might be coming next year. But that is technically something I am working on this fall, so just quick mention of that one. And let's see what else. So in terms of, oh, I just have 2 more knitting projects to talk about, I think. So the next one is the coffee date sweater. So I've done a couple sweaters, particularly I think it's the October sweater by Petite Knit. I have to finish the sleeves on. I get stuck towards the end. I lose steam and motivation as I get towards the sleeves, which is so bad. So I finished more tank top styles than I have finished actual full-blown sweaters. But this one I really want to finish, and I would really love to finish it for the Rhinebeck. I think that would be really nice. Let me open up these pictures a bit bigger. So you can see the texture is really pretty here. I'll just go through a few more pictures. And I was going to knit this in, let's see, it's like a nice cream peachy color. This is the start of it. It's a peachy color in, I'm blanking on the yarn. I'll put the yarn on the, because I took the labels off as I wound them, and I didn't keep it with it because why would I do that? Yeah, so I'll put the yarn on screen or something, or in the description. But yeah, this is the start of the sweater, and let me go through more pictures for you guys. Yeah, it just looks super cozy, and I think it'll be really pretty in this. It's almost skin tone, isn't it? This color might be a little bit too skin tone, but I plan on wearing a shawl or a cowl with this. I'm actually working also. Oh, one thing I didn't bring up actually, I'll go into it after this. Is the Ooey Gooey cowl that I'm also making. So I'll hop onto that. Put a pin in that really quickly as we finish talking about this sweater. Yeah, so I just a lot of pictures here for you to look at, but yeah, I'm excited to knit this, and I really do want to finish this in time. So I think the pattern itself actually isn't too difficult. There's some charts and written instructions as well. I think I'm certainly not very far yet, but yeah, I don't know. The construction is different because well, sorry, let me complete that. It's different than the styles I've knit recently. I've been doing more of the top-down raglan style, and this one is actually split more. So cast on setup, so you cast on setup, you do the back and then left front. So I'm working right now on the, you see I'm on this left or right shoulder. Oh no, yeah, because this is the back, so it'll be behind me. So imagine this is from behind, this is gonna be the left coming up here, and then it connects in the front. So yeah, the construction is different than I'm used to, but it's been fun trying new things, and that's kind of the point of it, right? So yeah. Let's see what they have to say on the pattern. So it's a drop shoulder sweater worked from top down. The back is cast on at the shoulders, left and right picked up, worked flat, and the front and back are worked flat to the sleeve depth. Body is joined to work in the round. Then you do the sleeves, and then the neckband variations are available. It's intended to wear with some positive ease, so it's nice, flowy, cozy sweater. Yeah, I know, it's just super sweet. This is my first pattern I'll be knitting from this designer. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. Oh, Solarella, that's the yarn, but I can't remember which collection this is from. Anyways, that just popped in my head. The one I wanted to talk about while I was here, let's see. Ooey, Gooey, Cowl is this one. So this is the cowl I'm knitting, and I didn't actually think to check if the colors will go nicely together, but I also want to finish this one before Rhinebeck. So I've got a couple, well, I've got a lot of projects I want to finish by, I guess, mid-October. It might be a bit ambitious, especially if I'm trying to design one myself. So we'll see how far I get, but so this cowl is stunning. It's got beautiful color work, and I am actually working it in a really beautiful yarn. Let's see if I can think of the yarn. I'll put it on screen. I don't have the project up here with me. It is elsewhere, per usual, unprepared, but yeah, so they use, let's see if they said what they use here. They use spin cycle dyed yarn. For the color part, you see the really beautiful color transitions there is the spin cycle. And they use Farmer Daughter's O'Dang lace held double to match the sport weight for the intermediate in between portions there. Yeah, the color is stunning on this one. So I remember the yarn I actually used. I'm using Magpie. They've got a really, really beautiful sport weight that I'm using for the color bit, and then they also have a stunning super soft lace weight that I'm doing the same held double for the middle part. So I'll still put it on screen though. So yeah, this is another one that kind of slipped my mind, but it's definitely in progress. You know, looking at the stack of stuff, I think I'm more likely to finish the cowl than the sweater. I think if I have to stack rank and prioritize these, well, I've got one more. Let's go into the other one. The last knitting project first, is this cuff. So as mentioned in the Rhinebeck preparation video, which again will be linked in the description, one of the things I'm doing is going to a handful of pre-events on the Friday before the stocked actual start of the Rhinebeck New York Sheep and Wool. So one of the Friday events that I'm going to is A Woolen Affair, and they put out this cuff design, and I'm not going to scroll through because I think you do have to purchase a ticket to get this pattern, so I don't want to, share too much of it, without permissions. But the idea of this cuff is, I think you only have to make one cuff. Technically, I might just only do one, just so I can get everything done. But so the idea is you make a cuff, you wear the cuff, and aside from having a great community atmosphere, you can also get, I think it's like 10% discount at their official merch booth at the event. So it's a cute little community thing, but also you get a little bit of a benefit there. But let's be honest, if you're buying the yarn or using the yarn and spending all the time making this, I feel like it's more for the community and the spirit of it. But because I'm not even sure if I'm going to buy anything at the merch booth. It'll be my first time, so I don't really know what they have at the merch booth. Maybe it's like totes, t-shirts type of thing, but we'll see. But So in terms of what I want to finish before Rhinebeck, this cuff is definitely one of the top on the list. I do have it started. It's not very far. I think I've just gotten to the head of the sheep. But if I only have to make one, I'm like a third of the way done. So that's a very positive way to look at it, right? So I want to do the cuff. The cowl is definitely also up there. And I really do want to design that crochet pumpkin amigurumi. So those three before mid-October is like big goal. The stretch goal will be the coffee date sweater as well, so I can wear this. But I do have other knits that I can wear to Rhinebeck if I want to anyways. And then the Malabrigo knit along is almost done. Yeah, just a lot of products, guys. I think I'm pretty confident. I think I can say at this point that the sailing cowl will not be for the next couple months at least. Maybe soon after. But I do kind of get the spring and summer spirit from it. That being said, I also do have a couple knit baby blankets that I'm designing that are in the works. Let's see if I can share an update. Well, that one's not quite ready yet, but this pack, let's see. I think they're looking quite good. Let's see if I can get the direction right. Yeah, okay. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's this one is the Brontosaurus. It's better maybe laying down, but here's the head of the Brontosaurus, and then here is the body and the tail. And then on the other side, it actually says Brontosaurus spelled out. So this will be the center motif of the dinosaur blanket I'm designing. And there's also a T-Rex version, which is upside down. There we go. This is like the T-Rex option. It's a little bit wrinkly, but hopefully you can see that's the head. It goes down with the little arms, and then the feet and the tail. And then this is the text. This Tyrannosaurus Rex. I think it just says Tyrannosaurus actually. I didn't put the Rex on there due to space, but yeah. So these are two patterns, two center motifs for a dinosaur themed blanket, baby blanket that I'm designing. I'm pretty happy with the motif, I think, for the center parts as I hold it backwards and upside down. I like to test the center bit first, but I think I still need to decide the outer portion, like the main blanket, what the stitches will look like there. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna go something that's, I don't know, I'm still thinking about it. Basically, I want to maybe evoke, the dinosaur Jurassic Park style, maybe some fronds or leafy bits. I'm not sure. I guess you'll find out when I finish this, publish it. But yeah, so that's another blanket that I'm in the middle of designing. We'll see when I publish this, because I also have another baby blanket that I'm in the middle of doing. It is a little bit of an easier motif. Let's see if I can give you a sneak peek. 1 second. Hold, please. So you're seeing this before anyone else because you watched my video to the end. But I do appreciate you sticking around to watch. I do appreciate it. So this is another blanket that I am designing. I've written it up. It's nearly done. You can see it's got like a I don't know what you want to call it, like a sideways stripe sort of thing, a twist going across. And then I want to provide the option to leave a bit at the bottom to customize it for the recipient. So I did some charting of letters, and I wanted to provide options. So a very subtle option is just to do it in, similar to the dinosaurs, which I want to provide, you'll see in a second, a similar option here. But yeah, so subtle, this could go at the bottom. But I think what's more impactful would be to do the duplicate stitch in the contrast color. So you see here, this is Liam. And then here we have Olivia. So this could be in the bottom corner of the blanket. So yeah, this one is nearly finished. I've almost written it up completely. I just want to double check it a few more times. And yeah, in terms of the pattern itself, I feel like it's a super easy to remember, pretty basic, fast knit. It's got a seed stitch border. Yeah, I think it'll be a nice, easy to make heirloom piece with customization options, as I mentioned. So this one might be one of the first to publish before the dinosaur. Well, of course it will be before the dinosaur, I hope, because the dinosaur I still need to finish designing. So folded up, it looks like that. But yeah, I think, well, and then I guess technically I've got one more crochet project that I'm doing, which you can see the little feet here is going to be a cute little fairy girl, plushy. So little amigurumi in progress there. Obviously not you know, much progress yet, but you know, she's in the works. But I mean, the pumpkin would be more seasonal, more timely to do. So I think the pumpkin will ideally, sorry, I've got a hair in my mouth. The pumpkin will ideally come first, and then, yeah, I don't know, I've just got a big queue of things I want to design and publish. So if you aren't already, I highly would appreciate and recommend following my Instagram, but also my Etsy page. I'll put the link in the description, of course, and I'll publish all my patterns on Etsy. Is how I'm selling them primarily right now. If that changes in the future, I'll let you know. And then for the knitting patterns, I do also post them on Ravelry, but then they link to my Etsy anyways, in terms of how to sell them. So yeah, I think that's everything I want to make in terms of projects, knitting and crochet for the fall. And hopefully you found them interesting and helpful, and maybe you look forward to doing similar projects, or maybe you think my projects are totally ridiculous and I have no chance of finishing them, which I would actually agree with. But it's good to be ambitious, I think, rather than, you know, I don't know. I like to push it, right? Push yourself. So yeah, continuing to learn and do a lot of new techniques, new projects, designing new things, and feeling energized this season. Fall is one of my favorite seasons, so despite the seasonal allergies situation, I do love fall and the leaves changing and just the whole, yeah, the brisk weather, everything like that. So I think that's contributing to my energy here with the projects. And yeah, I'm looking forward to a great season, and I hope you are as well. And yeah, feel free to leave a comment if you have any projects you want to share that you're working on, if you have opinions about the projects that I've mentioned, and links will be in the description as always. So yeah, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.